Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chorizo Bros. Joseph and Trixie back at it again with a book review here. We're talking about the Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams. Now, forgive us for our little intrusion by the dog here. She will not leave me alone. She wants to be where I'm at. So she's going to hang out in here. You might see her acting a little foolish right now. Hi. But we're going to be talking about the Dragonbone Chair today. It is the first part of a trilogy called Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. Hello. Hello. You want to be on camera? Now, the thing about this series, what possessed me to check it out, was the fact that I'd heard it was a very big influence on George R. R. Martin and his Song of Ice and Fire series. Now, I'd heard that, and having gone through the first part of this, there are some crazy similarities and clear influences from this. So, this very much seems like the entrance of modern fantasy. It's like the beginning of it. So, the kind of stories that we're into now, Patrick Rothfuss, George R. R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson, I think they owe a little bit to this post Tolkien author. A lot of it. It is very, very pretty, very nice to read as far as the prose and the wording. The really only issue that I had with this book is the pacing. I think that there's a lot of people that started this book and then didn't finish it because it takes too fucking long to get started. Way long. That was one of the big things with this that really irritated me. Overall, it's going to be a thumbs up for me, but I can completely understand the criticism that it runs on too long for no reason. It takes way too long. Now you could argue it's setting up a huge fantasy world, and we're really getting to sit with our characters and learn about who they are and what they're about. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff that we're being introduced to is going to have a big payoff later in the series. So I understand that and I can appreciate that, which is why I finished. The thing is, it must have been 250 pages before I started feeling like anything was really happening, because it's a lot of meandering from our main character Simon. He's 14 years old, and there's some annoying things that this character does, and that's because he's a teenager. So again, I understand it, but I can see it being distracting and a little bit much to sit in this character's perspective for as long as you're in it. But this world is really interesting. It's really interesting. It's very creative. It is very fun. There's clear danger. There's really evil characters. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of subtlety. There's cool languages. There's different races. There's like a main character that's a troll, which is really, really fun. So there's a lot to like here, and I am probably going to continue with the series because I do want to see if the stuff that I found out about it is going to pay off. I'm sure it does. This is a well regarded series, so I'm sure it's going to do that. But like I said, if you're the kind of person that gets bored easily or feels like you're wasting your time when a book is a little bit slow, this should probably be a skip for you because it's going to frustrate you, right? Now, if you have a little bit of patience and give it a little bit of time to get going and get rolling, when the action does start happening, you're really going to like it. So, for those of us that had the patience and had the gumption to get through, it's great. It was one of those things for me that I started to read it, got bored, started reading other things, came back to it, had to start over, got bored, set it aside. So that happened to me multiple times, but there was something about it that it kept drawing me back. And I said, you know what, this time right here when I'm finished it right before filming this, I was like, I'm gonna get through. And then when I got over that hump of how slow it is, man, I couldn't put it down. It was really, really awesome. So, a couple of cool things about it. And again, the Song of Ice and Fire references and stuff. It's kind of hard to like not notice because I read that entire series, and again, I can see where all of this is coming from. The influences that people say that it has. So again, we start off with Simon. He is our 14-year-old protagonist. You'll have to excuse me. I have to let the dog out. Are you serious? So as you can see, she didn't want to be let out. She wanted to let the cat in. So here's where we are. Charles is gonna hang out with us now. He's gonna take a little nap while we're doing this. That's fine. Y'all like seeing the cat. So yeah, sorry for that little digression there. But basically, there's a power struggle that happens after our main king, King Prester John, passes away, and there's a power struggle between his two sons. And there's clearly some history there that they kind of divulge a little bit here, which I'm sure will get fleshed out later. Um, Josiah, is it Josiah? I read it as Joshua the whole time. It is spelled a little bit weird, but it's Josiah and Elias. And Elias is the one that takes over after his father passes away, and then through some maneuvering, the brothers are pitted against one another, and one of them you decide is going to be the evil one, and then the other one is going to be the righteous one, right? So Elias has a wizard. Simon has a wizard. There's not really a wizard, but our Doctor Morganus is sort of our weird Gandalf stand-in in a way. I don't know if he's more of a Gandalf or a Merlin type. We have Miriamel. She's the daughter of one of the princes. She decides that she's not about what's going on back at the castle, so she embarks on an adventure of her own to get involved with Simon and what's going on with them. There's a cool little troll guy named Benedict, who's probably my favorite character in this because he was so fucking awesome. The evil wizard, Pirates. These names are fantasy names are fucking stupid, right? All of these characters are really fun. There's another race that's supposed to be this version's take on elves. They're called the Scythi, and they are a pretty cool. They have a pretty cool concept behind them. They're like immortals, and Simon gets mixed up with them as well. So there's a lot of cool history here. There's a big adventure. There's kings and knights and races. It's your quintessential fantasy stuff. It is full of intrigue. It is fantastic. So basically, not to get into too much of a spoiler territory here. Basically, Simon finds out when he's doing one of his going through. He's a castle kid. He lives in the they call it the Hayholt. He's exploring around and he realizes that Josiah or Joshua is being held captive by his brother, who's taken over for King John, right? And they're trying to figure out why. What is it about Josiah that he's trying to hold him captive because he's already king, so there's really no reason to do this. And then when you find out what's going on there, you're like, oh shit, that's crazy. But Simon basically helps him and Morganas help him escape, and that's kind of when the action starts. When you're like, okay, we got to get Joshua out of here, and then Elias and Priorities get people to follow him, try to capture him, get him back. So there is a lot to like here. It redeemed itself, and I was able to get in there and really enjoy it. But yeah, this is going to be a lot, and it's going to be too much for a lot of people. So I think overall the book is going to have to land at a probably a 4 out of 5. Again, everything is really good except the pacing at the front of the book. So that's where the docking of a point is. Otherwise, everything about it, in terms of the plot structure, in terms of the characters and how well they are written, how cool the intrigue is, how the world building is, everything about it is a 5 out of 5. Again, it's just that pacing, right? So that's where we're going to land. This is a pretty simple one. I probably am going to finish it. The second book is about the same size as the first, but the third is like 3 times the size of this one. So this is a hell of an undertaking, and it's going to take me some time to get through it. I'm probably going to interject with some other books before I'm not going to do one straight shot of all the series, right? So we'll take some time to get through those. But basically, I am intrigued and enjoyed it enough to jump into the second one, and hopefully that one keeps my interest, and I attack the third because that's going to be a big, big book. I think that's about it, you guys. This is going to be a short one. I'm as busy as everybody else during the holiday season, so I'm going to knock out some other books. I do have the Jurassic Park video upcoming that should be out very, very soon. But I think that's where we're at, guys. Y'all check this out if you have the time for it. It's fun. It's cool. I want to stay in the world. But I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy your holidays, whatever it is you might celebrate. And we'll be back at it again with some new stuff soon, you guys. So thank you again.